Baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
Riley juggles, bobbles, and throws home. And it's not in time.
Oh, that's just. It's early. It's early. Man, Joe. Joe, I just wanted to take this time to say, going into this series, I know there was a lot of discussion really about how badly the Braves were going to beat the brakes off the Oakland A's. It was probably just a matter of formality, right? Like, oh my, I can't wait to see what that scoreboard looks like at the end of this series, because that is going to be a load of fucking shit. You poverty franchise fucks roll into the fucking town thinking shit was going down any other way than catching two hot ones across the fucking grill. Wake the fuck up. This ain't the fucking chop house, bud. It's the fucking town. Bear down. Get ready for a beat down. That's what the fuck happened. Bet you wish you would have took a fucking round tripper instead of touching down in Oaktown and catching that beat down. You should have kept your ass on that bird, headed back to the GA. Because not fucking here, pal. Not fucking now. Take your best fucking record in the NL East. Take your best fucking pitching. Kiss all of my asshole. The entire thing. Every fucking bit of it. Fucking, we got Bryce out there. He's got a super. Throw your fucking 92 onto a barrel one time and get the fuck out of here. That's okay. Hey, we got Bryce Iglesias to like. Oh, who? We got a great infield. Austin Riley's a fucking what? Give me it. Give me it. The fuck out of here. You want to get the fucking green and gold hot? You want to get the swinging A's motivated? Say something.
Oh, man, Braves ran into a buzzsaw. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, you're damn right they ran into a buzzsaw by the name of J.P. Sears and Company. That's who the fuck they ran into.
Petey Blackburn. What's his nickname?
Paulie Punch-Out.
His name's Paul. His name is Paul.
Petey Blackburn. You can find him on Name Redacted.
I'm going to tell you right now, Pete. Like, just to even call him Petey Punch-Out makes it sound so fucking JV. It's cute. Don't you have a guy by the name of Petey Punch? No, it's fucking Paul Blackburn, all-star right-hander to you, you cacksacker.
Someone had to.
Yeah, well, we're learning a lot about the A's right now. They're arriving. They're here.
We'll fucking educate you.
Yeah.
We'll educate you.
I learned something interesting on the broadcast listening to Dallas is that some teams are having to turn off their pitch comms because the A's are eavesdropping because there's not enough people in the crowd to drown out
is that
the
true?
pitch comm. And that's what Dallas said on the broadcast. So,
buddy, I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. You can just look at Sean Murphy with his fucking earpiece out, pitch comm off, him using hand signals.
That's real life.
That's real life. That's absolutely real life. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's real.
That feels like that feels more of an indictment on technology than the Oakland A's fan base, in my opinion.
Dude, that's actually incredible that the A's have come up with the market inefficiency, the new home field advantage, which is just eerie quiet. Just fucking utter silence.
Silence. That's right. Hello, darkness, my old friend. That's right. We will hustle the fuck out of that pitch bomb if you ain't got your shit together.
Yeah. You don't want to come to the Coliseum, bitch. We'll hear all your signs.
Yeah. when you're a pitcher on the mound and you hear fastball, fastball. That's a bad feeling. That's when you look in, you're like, hey, Murph, pop the fucking earbud out, bud. Let's just go manual. Okay.
Yeah.
Enough of this.
Yeah. Well, old school. Old school baseball at the Coliseum. The Oakland A's have not just won a baseball game, they have won the series. The
second
finale.
one of the year.
Yep.
Not
finales tonight.
Second one of the year.
Yep. Big time A's. The swinging A's have 12 wins on the season. I don't know. Are you
Jared,
feeling
that's now our second 2-game winning streak of the season.
Yeah.
So when you talk about shit starting to turn around and things getting better, all you need is a little streak. And I know some people are going to say, "Oh, streak's 3." Look, hey, fucking baby steps. Okay?
Consecutive wins to me. Streak.
Consecutive wins. We have done something in a row.
Yep.
And it's positive.
Yep.
So fuck off.
The The A's winning consecutive games made it to ESPN's bottom line lead. No, I'm serious. That happened.
I mean, it is very much a highly improbable thing to happen in our game, but that's why baseball is the best, is because the Atlanta Braves are one of, if not the best team in the National League.
Mm-hmm.
And they have lost a series to the worst baseball team of literal all time. Like the entire time that the earth has been around, this is the worst team to ever do it. And they just lost a series. That's why baseball is great. You never know who can win a baseball game on any given day.
I'm trying to find, I sent, because Peter Moylan is in town.
Oh, he is the fucking best. He is a gem of a human being.
He's beautiful. Trust me. Like he came into my booth for 3.5 minutes, and it was just a fucking whirlwind of hugs, high fives, emotions, shit talking, and then he was gone.
Yeah.
And my buddy was like, "Who was that?" I was like, "It's Peter Moylan. You're gonna learn about him. I'll tell you all about him."
Top 5 human in the sport, I would say.
But I sent him a picture right before the game went on, because I could see him down the booth, and I was just looking at the camera, flipping it off, and I said, "Maybe your poverty franchise will figure it out tonight. Unlikely against the swinging A's, bitch." And he just responded very politely. He was like, "Hey man, hopefully last night turns things around for you guys."
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's just rude, bro. It's uncalled for. All
Yeah.
right, not how we need to start this game."
Side note, but still nice. On topic. I think how cool. I know it must suck to be an A's fan, but also how cool must it be to watch the games and hear one version of Dallas, but then you can like listen to this podcast and get your local broadcasters' unfiltered thoughts on what's actually going on. Like in no other, I don't think that there's another sport, not just another team in baseball. I don't think that there's another sport that you can do that.
I'm not saying this like, I'm the only one. I don't know. Like, I'm sure like there's nobody that does a basketball. There's nobody that does like a basketball podcast that,
probably not like in an unfiltered national sense. Like if there's a regional broadcaster somewhere in another sport, they probably just cover their own team. I would imagine.
Fair.
Yeah. And that's just a guess, because I don't even know that person exists.
Yeah, what I'll tell you what it's done is fans of other teams when I roll into town,
they watch the A's broadcast.
Oh, they and I'm not saying like, oh, I do. I get a lot of folks who are like, yo, when our team's playing the A's, we're watching you, and it's because I got to talk to you outside the stadium, or I saw you down on the field or whatever, and those moments are cool, because that's where they're like, you know what, like if I hear you on the broadcast, I got an idea how you are, and I see you on Twitter and you're funny as hell, but then I hear you and I realize like you're just the same. There's just there's a layer to what you say and what you can't say. And now that we know you, or we have an idea of how you are, like this puts it all together. Yeah. I mean, I'd fly my guy down here to do me sometimes. No hesitation. Zero hesitation. I'll fly. I mean, if you guys are in, I'll fly. He'll do you too. If you're in.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What do you have on that thing?
Nothing.
So it was it's not over yet, but it's been a great series so far.
It's been a great series
so far.
I've enjoyed it.
Friends, Matt Olson and Sean Murphy in town. Heard a lot about that Bryce Elder fella. He was fun to watch. Sorry about the ERA going up, but
a tick.
Did it?
No, I think
he gave up one run.
I think it went down.
It probably went down, yeah.
It went down. The guy's insane. He's the best player we got.
Yeah, it was. He was fun to watch, though. Bryce Elder was fun to watch, like on a serious note, because of and I said it going into the broadcast, just watching him go to work, it's nothing that's going to be super sexy or overpowerful, but it's pitching. The slider, he's extremely confident in. The sinker does a great job of keeping guys on the ground. It was fun. A lot of early contact, a lot of strikes. Yeah, I'm a fan of the way he goes about it.
Well, what a story. What a story it has been.
That's right.
People, so Dallas is obviously, as a former player, has a ton of competitive energy, but that hasn't gone away in his broadcasting career. So the open to today's podcast was an outpouring of, it's almost like shaking up a bottle of soda, and it's just needed to burst all season. And after not just getting one singular win, a series victory against a really good team, against Joey's team.
Mm-hmm.
What a perfect storm that was. So
it was beautiful. I was treated to the return of Mike Soroka.
Yes,
as well.
Yes,
and that was it was it was cool. We were getting in the elevator. I was getting the elevator to go up to the press box, and in Oakland, where the visiting team's gym is, it is the doorway is right in line with the elevator to go up to the press box or to come down. So if anybody's in that doorway of the gym, you can see them as you're getting on the elevator. And I was going up before the game, and myself and Jess Kleinschmidt were in the elevator. And as the elevator started to close a little bit, Mike Soroka popped his head out of the gym, because he was getting ready. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and then I realized, I was like, oh, that's Roke. And I got a big smile on my face, and I put my hand through the door, and I stopped the door, and it opened again. And he looked at me and locked eyes. He had his headphones in and shit. And he got this big smile on his face. And I looked around to see if anybody was looking. And then I stepped back in the elevator and just gave him fucking 20 emphatic fist pumps. Let's fucking go. And he just looked at me and kind of clenched his lips a little and just nodded his head yeah.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome, man. So it was really, really cool to see the ovation from the fans, A's fans in the house, as well as Braves fans, because for the A's fans that do show up to the ballpark still, those are, again, kind of like Cardinals fans. These are diehard, educated baseball fans. They get it. They're not just fans of the A's. They're fans of baseball. So when he came trotting out, all the homies out in right field that are there at the ballpark early, they were losing their shit. They were pumped up just because they know what this means to the player, to the fan base. I mean, if there's any fan base right now that is sympathetic or empathetic to what other fan bases feel, it's the A's. So they were all in on the Braves getting a guy like Soroka back. I wish things would have went a little better for him personally, but ultimately for him to walk off the mound healthy is what you wanted. And that's what everybody was talking about is, buddy, I don't care if it's fucking 3 innings with 10 runs. If he walks off the mound with everything attached, feeling good, it's a win. So in that regard, it's a big win for the Braves and Mike Soroka. And I was very, very, very happy to see it live.
One thing I did want to ask Dallas, since he got to watch the Soroka start live, and if Joey has anything too, please. But I was looking at the numbers this morning, and I was trying to, the first thing that I looked at is, all right, it's his first start in almost 3 seasons. What's his velocity look like compared to what it was before? And all of his velocity is intact. What was different in this start than it had been in his previous work is the gap between his fastball and his other pitches. So in 2020, the gap between his fastball and his off speed, primarily his changeup, was 11.7 miles per hour. And the gap between his fastball and breaking ball was 10.7 miles per hour. Last night, those numbers were 10.5 and 8.7. So there was a 2 mile an hour decrease in gap in his fastball and breaking ball and fastball and off speed compared with what he was. Is that something that anybody is noticing after the start? If it's Soroka, is that something that's first start, doesn't matter, who cares? Or is that interesting, I guess?
Sure. It's not a first start, nobody cares thing. It is also not a first start. All right, this is a glaring thing we need to pay. Yeah. This is just something to take note of, right? Because we talk about stuff waning later in an outing, and what do you look for? I'm not typically looking for fastball velocity when I'm considering whether or not a guy is starting to wane. I start to look at the crispness of the breaking ball. right? Because it takes more effort to get on top and to finish those pitches with consistency than it does to just let a fastball go. And at times, your 94 could look very different and feel very different than 94 at the beginning of the game. Your 94 late in the game could lose angle, could lose a little vert, and it's probably not going to have quite the finish on it, but it could still be 94 miles an hour as opposed to 94 in the beginning of the game looking very different. So that separation, Jay, is something to take note of moving forward. But ultimately, how did the arm feel at the end of this outing? How did the lower half feel at the end of this outing? If they're able to gather some data, which I don't know that he was wearing any sort of pressure nodes or anything like that, but what sort of force and torque are we creating later in our outing that will tell us these things? Those are all data points that you pay attention to, but are not wholesale. Like, let's make a change after your first start because there's a little closer window in your velocity than before.
Yeah, it was primarily him throwing the breaking ball and off-speed stuff harder. So my amateur brain takes me to like, maybe he was just amped up, right? And like,
Sure.
maybe he was just throwing it a little harder and would back off the gas as he gets more comfortable. But I just thought that was interesting. Wanted your opinion.
Yeah, and also think about it like this too, Jay. That could be a point of encouragement because when you guys go to a baseball game and you're watching the pitchers warm up, know this. When you watch them throw their breaking balls, their curveballs, their changeups and stuff, as scouts, you pay attention to that stuff because you can't just lollipop that kind of shit in there and it look like it's going to look in the game. So in between innings, you're not watching a guy throw his like C slider, right? Or his C curveball. Like, no, he's got to essentially step on that. That's going to look pretty close to what it's going to look like in the game. The fastballs, on the other hand, those are different. You're probably not going to see 96 out of a guy in between innings. If he features 96, you're probably going to see low 8s, maybe low 9s. But again, to the point of watching the crispness of your off-speed pitches to determine whether or not a guy's starting to feel fatigued or not. So I like your assessment on the fact that it's early. It's the first game, probably a little hyped up. So not much stock for me to put into that after one outing.
We are about, call it 15 minutes into the podcast. I haven't even mentioned that we have a little interview with Joey Votto today. Yeah, Joey Votto on the podcast. It was quick. It's nothing. I mean, it was probably 7 minutes. I was very intimidated. It's probably the first, one of the first interviews I've probably done hundreds, but maybe the first one where I was like, I don't think that going into it, didn't think it was going to happen. And also didn't have any type of relationship with the player going in. And I don't think that any type of relationship is going to exist after. It's just kind of like you go in, you get Joey Votto, this mythical creature, and then he just dissipates into the universe. So
you were just an escort brought to Joey Votto's table. You were told how to get under the table. You were told to not touch anything other than what you were there for.
Yeah.
And when you leave, don't make a noise. Don't hit your head on the table getting up.
I think so with Joey Votto, I feel like he doesn't do a ton of media. So I just wanted to pitch it to him as, hey, I just want to talk to you about Ted Williams. So that's all the conversation was about. Like, this is not like some like in-depth interview. I was just literally like, hey, we're at Fenway. I know you're a big Ted Williams guy. Like, let's talk Ted Williams for 10
That's actually way
minutes.
more interesting to me.
Yes.
I'm way more likely to listen to that interview now than I would be if it was a general, like, let's chat with Joey Votto.
Yeah,
for sure. Like,
way more
I'll be
interested.
totally honest here. Like, hand up, not gonna listen to it, but would definitely be more intrigued to listen to something like that than like, oh, this is just a regular ass interview. Like, because it's Joey Votto, you got an idea of what kind of canned answer you might get because, like you said, he's not a huge media dude. So I would always be more inclined to talk to dudes. That's like Jared, like how we start our interviews. Like, the first 15, 20 minutes is rarely anything fucking baseball related at all. And sometimes we don't even get to baseball until a fucking hour into it if they're hanging around. And that's, I think, and especially where the game is going today, where the personalities are going today, I think folks know they're going to get their bullshit sort of, network responses from other outlets. It's stuff like that is going to, I think, carry the game's insight to fans that are after shit like that.
Well, especially with a dude who has so much insight to give. Like, why not drill down on a topic because you know he's capable of drilling down on it? Like, there aren't that many.
Did he read his book?
Did he read The Science of Hitting?
Yeah.
Yeah, front to back like 50 times.
I was gonna say.
He's that big of a Ted Williams guy. That's why I was very intrigued to have the conversation. He also he answered my first question before I asked it. So there was that. And then there was another nugget in there that was very interesting about his future in the game of baseball.
That's what you call a fucking tickle right there. Just a little humming on the beanbag, just a little tease.
I'm now at this point, I'm just trying to sell Dallas on it. I want Dallas to listen to it now. But without further ado, here's like a 7-minute interview with Joey Votto. All right, we're here with Joey Votto, Cincinnati Reds legend, baseball legend. I had to ask you about another baseball legend. I've seen you talk about him. I know that you're a big fan. Ted Williams. How many times now have you been to Fenway Park, by the way?
This is my third time, and I still don't believe he hit that red seat.
Okay, thank you. That's literally what I was going to ask you. Do you know the David Ortiz story when it comes to the red seat?
My understanding is that David tried for years to come close, and he didn't even come close to close. And David has, a lot of power. He has 500 some odd homers. Now Ted, there's no denying that Ted was a better power hitter than David Ortiz. They're incomparable. I mean, Ted led the league in slugging, I want to say something like 9 times. So I don't think we have a guy that's playing right now that's led the league maybe more than 3 times. So he's clearly a fantastic power hitter. I just don't know if that red seat, and it may be blasphemy on my part, but it's a long way. All I'm really trying to say is, everyone out there that may react to this, it's a long way. And then, like for example, if someone hit their very best ball, let's say we had best power hitter Shohei Ohtani hit his best ball, pulled it, hit it as well as he could. Then he picked up the ball and then threw it again, and it probably wouldn't get to that red seat. That's how far that seat is. So I maybe it's the truth. Maybe Ted did hit the seat.
So David Ortiz took a metal bat out there to batting practice, still could not hit the red seat. He says it's bullshit. I don't think. Have you ever, as a fan, you've been here now 3 times, have you ever sat out there to have the perspective?
Yeah. Intentionally. The first time I was here, I sat out there. And, Ted never, my understanding is Ted never said it, that he hit the seat. Maybe he did. We were debating it today during batting practice, and I'm skeptical, but I'm not saying it's impossible. We have a young player in AAA who has a chance to get to the major leagues. His name is De La Cruz.
Elly De La Cruz.
And he hits the ball. I think he's the number 1 prospect in the game. And he had a game where he hit 3 balls over 115 miles an hour, which no team has ever done, let alone. And we hit batting practice. And I hope I'm on the team when he comes to Boston and we're going to ask him to attempt to hit that. And if he can hit that, then I believe that Ted Williams can hit it.
Are you going to ask him to do it with a metal bat or straight up wood first?
Straight up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ted Williams obviously spent his entire career with the Boston Red Sox. You have spent your entire career with the Cincinnati Reds. How important is it for you, and how cool is it to have done that? How much along the way was that of importance to you?
Well, Ted retired as a Red Sox. I haven't retired yet.
That's true.
So I can't even comment on it. What Ted did as a Boston Red Sox is there's only a handful of players that stayed with one team and had that level of success. I mean, there's maybe 5 players in the history of the game that were at his level. You could say Ruth, you could say Willie Mays, you could maybe say Mickey Mantle. So there's not many players in his group. Hank Aaron, of course. And they, if I'm not mistaken, Mickey was the only one that played with the same team. I don't know if they count if I'm not, I think Hank played with the Milwaukee Braves.
Yeah.
I don't know how they go about that. Like, I think Jackie Robinson played with the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Los Angeles Dodgers. So do they just say Dodgers with that?
Dodgers
okay, so Hank Aaron's in that all Braves, one team conversation. So there's only a few players at his level. It's pretty cool.
The banning of the shift. We've got some guys that are flirting around like high 370s. Is it? I know it's not physically impossible, but it's been a long time since the 1940s. Is it possible in today's game, especially now with the rule changes and the way that the game is played, to hit 400?
No, not yet.
What has to happen?
The zone is a factor. The strike zone is what it is. This is not a commentary on the strike zone, but the strike zone is a factor in terms of it's the higher pitch is called a strike. Below the knees is called a strike. So there's going to be just more strikeouts in general. I would guess that the strikeout rate when batting averages were higher was probably a little smaller. I would guess that's one factor. Other than that, I don't know enough about it to speak on whether or not batting averages are gonna tick up. Possibly.
Last question I got for you. I was just watching you do your routine pregame. You're very focused. You got a lot of things going on before the game. Do you ever take a second when you come to a place like this to be like, Ted Williams hit here, like this happened there, like historically when you do play in historical ballparks?
Yeah, momentarily, but I try to not get too distracted. I'm rehabbing right now. I'm not terribly far off from returning to play, but most times when I'm preparing for a game, I'm in the performance of that night. I have to be ready, I imagine there's probably ballet dancers that, travel the world and go to an iconic place, like iconic locations, and think about all the, all-time great dancers that preceded them. And they're like, no, I got to prepare for this particular night show, sort of thing. So you don't get a lot of ballet dancer references in baseball interviews, huh? Yeah. So no, most of the time I'm thinking about the game that night and how do I take advantage of that nice ballpark.
Awesome. Joey Votto, thank you so much for taking the time. Very much appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Joey Votto, for taking the time. Again, if you're listening to this now, Dallas still hasn't heard it, but so I'm going to tell you because the listeners have heard the interview.
Okay.
I asked him because he was talking a lot of like Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, like Mickey Mantle. Old school baseball fan. So I was like, how important is it to you to play your entire career with the same team? And he said something along the lines of, well, I'm not retired, so I haven't played my whole career with the same team yet.
Ooh. Dun, 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 dun.
He's leaving.
So what are they going to do? They're going to, Rizzo's going to play first, but where does, I don't know.
Damn. He's going to the Bronx.
That's why I asked that question the way I did. I don't know where does Joey Votto want to end up?
I don't know. That was a very interesting answer.
Yes.
Putting aside what Joey Votto wants, what do we want? Would you rather see Joey Votto play his entire career with one team, or would you rather, and what that could mean after he's retired and all of that, or would you rather see him latch on to a legitimate contender type team and maybe get some high profile moments in the postseason?
I'll be honest. I don't know that Joey Votto winning a World Series MVP does anything more for me in my appreciation for Joey Votto. And it's weird to think that can happen for a player because he's a fucking stud. Like there's zero to take away from Joey Votto here. Zero. I'm just saying, I think it's my appreciation for his commitment to the craft, his dedication to passing the game and the science along to other players, and the idea that he knows how important that is. that I think is what made me fall in love with Joey Votto at a very early stage in his career, on top of some of the other crazy shit. Like it took him 12 years to ever hit a fucking foul ball to the, in the stands, first base line. Just random little shit like that. I think is what really got me to be a Votto guy early. So I wouldn't need to see him, go on this great historic October run or even just latch on, because at that point it's like, okay, he's a role player in a championship team. I don't know that heightens my Joey Votto love anymore just because of that. Like I love the dude, want him in the Hall, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'm different than you guys in that regard. Like does a Votto fucking World Series run like now push you over the edge? You're like, all right, I was on the fence, but I'm in line at the grocery store. There's a Votto poster.
It's not about having more respect or appreciation for him. It's more just like itching a scratch. It's like, I want to see him in that spot.
Yeah, like if he ends his career with the Reds, it will have, and I'm ballparking this, but it will have been something like a decade since the last time we saw Joey Votto in a high-profile playoff game or playoff potential game or whatever. And Jared's right. For me, it has nothing to do with pushing me over the edge. It's, would I rather see him like feted as a Cincinnati Red in his final march around the league, or would I rather see him, we'll just say the Bronx, because that's what was brought up before. Would I rather see him go to the Bronx and like compete for the AL East and maybe get to the postseason and have some big moments where like Joey Votto is doing his thing where he's spitting on pitches, a hair's width outside of the strike zone, drawing big walks, getting a big, I don't know. I just like, we're going to have gone the last 10 years of his career and we're going to be like, what was that? Like, I don't know. You're right. And it's just about a capper. I guess that's all.
Yeah. The romance in me says, I don't want that farewell tour to happen in another team's color, because he's not going to be, it's not going to be felt and revered in his room, in his clubhouse. Let's say they go to Detroit, right? And he's given whatever he's given, or they acknowledge him however they choose to do so. And then the game's getting ready to start. Those quick little handshakes and hugs with the guys in between you watching the video board and then going out on the field or taking your at bat or whatever right before the game starts. Those little acknowledgements, those are a team's way of having a slow but consistent sort of goodbye and appreciation for a guy, right? And that falls on deaf ears if Joey Votto is now wearing a San Diego Padres uniform. Like he's just not, it doesn't feel the same because he's receiving all that love and then he looks around to share that moment with someone who's familiar and there's nobody there.
They would have a parade for him in Cincinnati, I think.
Well, I would fucking hope so. God
that's
damn.
What happened with Ray Bork. Like Ray Bork played his entire career in Boston, didn't win a Stanley Cup. They trade him to the Avalanche in his last year. He wins the Stanley Cup with Colorado, and then we were so fucking starved for a parade that they threw a parade just for Ray Bork.
Well,
we used to be pathetic.
Yeah, Bostonians, yeah, like, I mean, a little bitter. We haven't won the fucking badminton championship yet? No fucking parade? Come on.
They literally threw a parade for the 1986 World Series team that lost. They did. Like, it used to be poor, pathetic shit around here. Anyways, hit it out of the park this baseball season with the DraftKings Sportsbook. Bet on your favorite teams, players, and rivalries all season long. This week, new customers can place a $5 bet and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, all customers can take a shot at bigger payouts with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. Open the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and place your stepped-up same-game parlay by combining 3 or more bets from any big league game. Boost your baseball winnings with each leg you add up to 100%. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and sign up with the promo code Jared, Jared. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly only at the DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code Jared. What do we have for our baseball is dead parlay?
Can we talk about the last parlay? Because we didn't fucking bring that shit up.
Oh, did you hit? No one else did?
We just totally just ignored that. Yeah, you know exactly what happened, motherfucker. I fucking hit.
Oh, you're still here, Joe? You're still here? Oh, good to see you show back up. I guess you're probably waiting until after the third game to chime in, huh?
Yeah.
You fucking soft bitch.
That's true. I mean,
dude, I showed all the love to the A's.
who else hit? Was
I
it
showed
just
more love
you?
than ever.
Just your leg hit?
Just me.
I mean, you were fucking due. That was your first time you ever hit.
I mean, how many have we done? 3?
Yeah.
So that's not that much of an indictment. I'm 1 for 3.
33% is an F.
Could be worse, man.
Mm-hmm.
Could be worse. You're 2 for fucking 3.
I'm 2 for 3.
Where are you?
I'm 2 for 3.
I'm the only guy 1 for 3.
I'm 2 for
Doubt
3.
it.
Jay Hayes 2 for 3. Dallas, I don't know.
I think
1 for
Dallas
3.
is 1 for 3.
Yeah.
No, 2 for 3 because I would have put in a winner. I wasn't there.
No, you were there.
Right.
Yeah, you
No,
were there.
Are you sure?
You were there.
That's a good point, Dallas, because we were supposed to do one on Monday. We didn't do one, and I got
loser.
Shut the fuck up, dude. I'm an A's guy. I'm the guy who said they were going to win over the weekend, and they fucking did. Long weekend, got to win over the Braves. We don't have to talk about that. They were jet lagged. Doesn't matter.
They
No
were
excuses,
jet
whatever.
lagged.
I cannot wait. I mean, if the baseball gods have any sense of humor at all,
Mhm.
the Braves lose the division by 2.5 games, and I'll fucking throw a parade. I'll call Ray Bork, and we're gonna fucking roll into Boston and throw a parade for the A's for keeping the Braves out of that division
Wow.
contention. That's right.
Where's this deep rooted hate for the Braves coming from, Dallas?
It's not deep rooted hate. Look, I'm telling you right now, when you've won 12 baseball games,
Yeah.
and it's June, right?
Yeah.
You get a little riled up.
And it's
you
June.
get a little fired up. All right. Things have not gone the way we would have liked them to go here early in Oakland. That's all. This is just a pure, raw, natural reaction.
That's fair. That's fair. That you're unwell. You're unwell so much so that you're just going at people on Twitter now, Dallas.
I'm not a big look. I'm fucking. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying there's been a lot of tweet beefs in the baseball is dead universe over the last, call it 2 weeks or so, and it seemed like you had stayed out of it until last night. I feel like you did not stay out of it. Yeah.
I don't think I could stay out of it last night. I think that's the problem. Is I don't think I was. He's
the Madison Bumgarner of baseball broadcasting. He's like, listen, I would have loved to have stayed out of it. Didn't have a choice. I had to do it.
I couldn't. I saw a video,
A disparaging tweet,
and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not just going to stand for that because. And this is the thing. So for those who obviously, sure, Jared's friend Ben Verlander,
I do like Ben,
tweeted out a video that he got from somebody else. And
whoa,
what's that?
Are you trying to say that he's stealing? I don't think he's stealing. It's called
Oh
aggregating.
no. I just meant that it was not his personal
He was not
video.
in. He was not in the ballpark. He was not there.
Yeah, that's that. Yes, I'm not. No, I could care less where he got the video. I don't give a shit about that.
Okay.
So yeah, his tweet was a video of a fan who had jumped the fence at the Coliseum, down the left field line, third baseline, whatever, and ran onto the field, and he hit second base, he hit first base, he hit home plate, and then he ran back to where he came from, unaccosted, right? And the tweet was, this Oakland A's fan ran out onto the field before the game in Oakland, went all the way around the bases and capitalized. Nobody cared. Crying face emoji. Okay. Now, some of the reactions I got from that, I could understand if I wasn't somebody who didn't realize and didn't know that Jared's friend has at times been vocal about what's going on in Oakland regarding the fan base and the ballpark situation and the feelings towards ownership, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. The difference is I'm well aware of all of that, especially as the A's broadcaster / former Oakland A's player. Fairly aware of all that. Fairly aware. I just can't publicly say shit for reasons I would like to think an 8th grader could wrap their head around. But I don't think we're there. Not on the internet anyway. So I saw that and just thought to myself, no. You're not going to get to beat the drum for the fans and then at the same time fire arrows at the organization like they just don't give a shit, because what you're saying is the security guards don't give a shit. Well, it's not true. They're just not in any physical shape to be doing anything about what just happened. What are you going to have them do?
The conditioning is the problem.
What are you going to have them do? Right? And the idea that nobody cared, who are you implying? Who is nobody? Would you have a fan jump the fence and tackle the other fan? Are you saying it's the fans that don't care? I know you're not saying that. Why? Well, because I've heard all the other stuff you've said, or it's been brought to my attention, right? The pandering you're doing to the fan base. So who's nobody then? Who is nobody? Who's nobody cares? Who would you have show that they care in that moment if nobody cares? Who was supposed to do something? We've already cleared.
I think the bad look is that yes, there's no security there. There should be, because I've definitely seen security stand there after a game is over until all the fans leave. No security really did anything. You can kind of see some cops at the end, like casually walk up to him and like make sure that he jumps back into the stands. The grounds crew. Watch the video. The grounds crew. It's not their job to tackle a guy running on the field. I think what's funny is that they pretend like he's not even there. Like it's not even they're like, what the hell's going on? We need to fix it.
Watch the video.
They
watch
literally
the
just
end of the video.
Raking the dirt.
Watch the end of the video. One guy with the vacuum tries to trip him, and then at the very end,
raking at home plate. I mean, he deserves a raise. He just does not break stride. He is absolutely
no, not at all. Not at all. But you watch the video, and the guy on the field that's vacuuming.
Yeah.
Right. They vacuum up dirt and seeds and all. He tries to trip the guy with his hose, with the vacuum.
Yeah. I did see
that. And then another guy with the rake at the very end, like by third base, just pushes him. Right.
Yeah.
And you got to understand, they're under directives. Like, what happens if they tackle that guy and he gets hurt?
Right.
They're not security.
Right.
They're not security. So they could have legal action taken against them as the grounds crew for tackling homeboy. Right. So it's not that they don't care. It's not that nobody cares. There were security guards there. And like I told you, and I've laughed and joked about this with each and every one of our security guards, because I'm friends with all these folks. And I tell them, what would you guys do if my grandmother wanted to run on the field? Who out of you is stopping her? Who out of you is catching her? Right. And we have a great laugh about it. So it just, at that moment in time, I was just like, dude, first of all, you're wrong, because it's not before the game. And that's part of the joke you're trying to make here, right? You're trying to be tongue in cheek. Oh, before. You're fucking wrong. That's wrong. You look like an idiot because you're wrong. That's where I was coming from in that moment. Like, just stop. Stop. And now you got other people piling on. Oh, before the game. Like, you're just idiots.
Just say you hate Ben. I mean, that's really what this boils down to, is that you have a personal grudge against Ben.
I had enough of that. Like, you're trying to play both sides of the fence. You're trying to stick up for the fans, and then at the same time trying to run your mouth because you think it's going to be a cool joke that's going to get you clicks.
Yeah.
Well, buddy, you're fucking wrong.
That's why I took the high road there. I didn't say shit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I did.
I saw that. I saw that you didn't say anything. Yeah.
My tweet. This was my tweet.
I saw that you didn't see the joke. Right. Oh, I'm sure there's a joke in here.
Yeah, this is what I said now. I said, there's a joke in here about the A's not spending on their roster, so why would they spend on their security? But A's fans have suffered enough, and I don't care to make the joke. So I didn't go there. Yeah, I did not go there.
Yeah, the security is there. This isn't about not being able to afford security. The security is there. I am laughing with you as we think about anybody in any sort of security position doing something.
Yeah,
that was probably like the 10th most illegal thing that happened at that game in the crowd of fans. So they probably were occupied doing other shit.
Fact, Joe. Fact.
This conversation prompted me to go to Ben Verlander's page, and I just have to say, I don't have anything to add to the actual conversation we just did, but there's a clip where he's talking about, obviously, Shohei Ohtani, and he's wearing a hat backwards. And I just want to say that Ben Verlander is both too old and too corny to be doing the backwards hat look at this stage. Drop it.
Is there?
It's so it makes my skin crawl.
Hey, trust me, I there was some things that I was ready to really fucking fire off on, but I'm I'd like to think I'm a better person. I tried.
We got the seat. We're not even to June, man. Give it time. We got a long season.
We got a long season.
Well, that's not to say that these juices aren't going to get boiled up again. You know, we've won 2 baseball games in a row. I'm feeling really fucking good about myself. Like this has bought me at least July. You know what I mean? At least to July.
Yeah, if the A's win 10 in a row, Dallas is going to reach new levels. I mean, it's turned into the A's are fighting back. No more A's jokes, guys. We're on fire, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And Dallas is at the front of it. Don't talk shit about the A's anymore.
Yeah.
He will tweet at you, talk shit to you while calling the game, in the middle of the game, broadcasting, and beefing with Ben Verlander in the booth.
Yeah.
And my producers are like, hey, are you tweeting? Did you tweet something? And I was like, yeah, I'm tired of the bullshit.
I'm tired of this.
I'm tired of the bullshit.
Yeah. And listen, I'm Team Dallas all the way. Unlike you, when you get in tweet beefs, I actually take your side unconditionally. Whereas, like, you look for any reason to take the opposite side anytime I get into a fight. I take on the world by myself. I don't think I've ever had an ally in one of my fights. Dallas is anytime I get into a beef, Dallas is like, Dallas will be like, listen, if you go high, I'll go low. Let's take this motherfucker out every single time. Every time. But listen, Dallas, I don't operate that way. You're my teammate. You're my partner. If you need me to take out Ben, you let me know. I'm there. I don't even whose car are we taking? I don't even ask why. I don't even ask why.
Just to be clear, take out means like unplug his podcast setup, right? We're not talking the police don't need to get involved here.
Well, I mean, like,
I just want all the listeners to know that.
I'll bite his motherfucking ankles right now. You tell me. I'm a dog.
You got that fucking DAWG in you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just honestly, I'm just happy that someone else got into a Twitter spat because it's usually just me. And it's usually me minding my fucking business. Dallas went after Ben. I'm usually just fucking sitting here, la-di-da-di-da. Next thing you know, I got fucking Matt Strom and Caleb Ward and fucking all these whiny ass pussies coming at me. Crazy.
Yeah, you were just at the church holding a vigil for Caleb Ward, and the next thing you know, folks got a problem with Jared.
Caleb Ward gave up a moon bomb last night, walk-off bomb to Elly De La Cruz. Did you see that?
Oh, no. A couple good prospects.
Oh, my God. Elly De La Cruz, walk-off tank last night, shit on 98 from Caleb Ward. I think he's closing games for the Woo Sox. But Elly goes out there, hits the walk-off tank. I got some numbers for you. Because I don't know. I don't have any information on this. I don't know when he's going to get called up, but I talked to some Reds fans. Like, we're hoping this weekend. That's not a report. That's not sources. That's not news. But the hope is that Friday would be when Elly gets the call. But the updated numbers as of last night after that walk-off shit bomb off of Caleb Ward, he's 6th in AAA. In OPS, 1061. He's 4th in slugging, 659. He's 2nd in exit velocity, 92.9. And he's 1st in fly ball distance, 352.2. The dude just fucking wallops baseballs.
Can I add something to that too? Because This isn't just a guy who wallops baseballs, although he does a ton of that as well. This is all of the tools. This is all of them. He's played 154 minor league games since the start of 22. So basically a full season's worth of games. Over that stretch, he has 39 homers and 58 stolen bases. Mm-hmm. This is a middle infielder.
Yeah.
He's also, his OPS is 1230 with 10 homers and 9 stolen bases since May 3rd.
Pretty good.
Insane.
Pretty good. He has
And
graduated
Judge's height,
from AAA.
right?
Yeah, he's 6'5", I think. He might be is he 6'7"?
I thought he was. I thought he was right up there.
He is 6'5".
Oh, okay.
Weird that I know that. He is 6'5". He's a switch hitter. So he's O'Neal Cruz from both sides. It's crazy. And he has clearly outgrown AAA. Like, he beat the game. It's time to come up. And it would make a lot of sense if they did the debut at home. The Reds need to sell some tickets. Hopefully it's this weekend. If it's not this weekend, it's got to be soon. Because what else do you need to see? What else do you need to see from this guy? I wish that he was already called up because the Red Sox are playing the Reds right now. A lot of Reds talk. We got fucking Joey Votto. We got Elly. God damn. You know what else
They're
we
on
got,
fire,
Dallas?
man.
What?
Talk to me.
we got some audio. I feel like the foul territory guys are just that's the place to go if you want to talk shit about someone and go viral. Like, every fucking week we're playing audio from this podcast where it's like you've got a former player just talking shit about someone and it makes headlines. Good for them. I don't know what they're putting in the water over there to get players to be like, honestly, I've been sitting on this story for 17 years, but fuck this guy. That's every fucking episode. They get someone on that it'll be like an active guy, a retired guy. Like they had what was it? Was that the podcast that had Lance Lynn on when he was talking about, like, I would have drilled Aaron Judge for that? I'm pretty sure it was that podcast. But good for them. That takes skill. That is a certain skill to make guys comfortable enough to put themselves in a shitstorm that they immediately regret the second that episode comes out. Immediately. I mean, that business model, let's just say, is not sustainable. If you become the podcast that players go on that say things that ultimately they go on to regret and never want to be in front of a microphone ever again, that has a shelf life. Like, get the good shit now, because guys are going to be like, I want to go on, but like, isn't that the podcast that gets everyone fucking mad at you when you ultimately get too comfortable and say some shit? But this clip I knew would resonate with my good friend who I blindly defend no matter what he does or no matter what he says, my friend Dallas Braden. I knew that he would love this clip. This is Doug Mckevich.
Mientkiewicz.
Doug Mckevich on foul territory.
Like, if it's a baseball study, if we're doing stuff for Westminster, our high school, yeah, if he's not sleeping at the table, like they honored our coach for his 3 millionth win.
For context, I should have said it. Doug Mckevich is talking about Alex Rodriguez, former Yankees player, Texas Rangers, Seattle Mariners.
Okay.
Yeah. Also former high school teammate of Doug Mckevich.
And there he is in his Timberwolves shirt, sleeping in a chair. And it's like, come on, man. Like, I always said that he's going to die a lonely man. You know what? This whole, Father of the Year stuff, God bless him for his daughters, because it's going to come a long way. But it's like, you're just trying to get into heaven now. Like, and that's the part. Like, I'm still friends with my high school team. We still text often, not as often as we should, but we still text, group thread, constantly badgering each other. And it's just, he's just distanced from it. And I don't care how good or how great you become and how far your career goes. You never forget your high school dudes. Like, that's just like your high school and your college teammates are like, they're brothers till the end. And we still talk and we still shoot the shit. But like, he's just nowhere to be found. Even when we do high school stuff for our coach, it's like, he's just, like I said, I have a picture of him sleeping at the table in his Timberwolves shirt. I'm like, are you serious? Like, go Wolves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Image from the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. And I mean, I'm going to look, dude, to put the family unit in the crosshairs too. I mean, he didn't really put him in the crosshairs. He really put ARod in the crosshairs but like, damn, like the whole dad of the year thing, bro, you're just trying to get into heaven. That, I mean, can the guy not try to be a good father? Like, is that against the law too?
It's too late. It's too late for Mientkiewicz. It's too late for Mientkiewicz for ARod to be a good father to him. That's what we're doing.
I will even draw the line at letting the man try to be a decent father. Can we not let the guy be a good dad?
Yeah, this fucking shithead. He's just trying to fake out God. He's going around acting like he's a good dad, and like Jesus isn't falling for this.
Oh, shit.
I'll always have a special place in my heart for Doug Mckevich because his last tweet is from March of 2017, and all it says is Pete Abraham is a fucking clown. And that's the Boston writer that I've hated probably since around that time. Maybe he was on my side. That makes sense.
Oh my God.
Just let it rip.
Was this just unsolicited? Like, hey, what are your thoughts
I think they asked him what his favorite movie was, and that's what he said.
My favorite movie. Now that I've thought about this, I'd like to tell you a story about
ARod.
I mean, ARod's going to hell, by the way. But yeah, Top Gun.
Joe, what does ARod trying to be a quality father to his family and his children, what does that do for you now? Because I know you're a big ARod guy. You love the fact that he hates everybody and everything. But now you're getting a glimpse. Could be a decent dude after all. How do you feel about that?
Well, when you're retired, I think you got a little extra time. You can try to do a little family stuff. If you're trying to be a good owner, I would distance myself from my family personally and from your high school teammates. I think that probably goes first. You know what I'm saying? Not to be pro ARod, but I'm not going to kill him for not being in the high school group chat when you own the Timberwolves. But hey,
you know what's crazy though about what Mientkiewicz said about the high school stuff? So I just had I was telling the story to my buddy who saw this happen, and he was like, "You know that guy?" We're at the Mariners game. After the game, there's a dude who looks just like me, fairly unkempt, like, you're clutching your purse, maybe crossing the street if he's walking at you, and he's yelling at me. He's like, Dal, like mildly incoherent at times. Dal. And I'm looking out, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I don't have anybody here in Seattle that I've brought to the game. What the hell is going on? And I walk out of the press box, go to get in the elevator, and this guy is standing there. And I lock eyes with him. And like 10 seconds, I'm just staring at him. And he's just staring at me. And I realize who this is. This is the best player, the best hitter on our high school baseball team. His name is Shea Blair. Awesome dude. But I haven't seen that guy in I don't know how long. And here he is standing in front of me at the fucking Seattle Mariners game in the press box hallway right before we get on the elevator. And like the conversation picked up like we were out in the outfield together just before the game starts. And you don't forget that kind of shit, man. Like those folks have a place in your heart. And I talked to a ton of other guys from my high school baseball team. He just happened to be off the grid up here in Seattle. So I haven't seen the guy in God knows how long. And then you come across him and you pick that up right where you left off. And to the college teammate point, same thing. I'm in a group chat, just like Dougie is, with college teammates. And you just don't lose sight of that stuff. It's stuff that you hold close to your heart. I will say this on the flip side of that, when you play 20 years in the major leagues and you are a part of the game's lore to the level that Alex is, I can understand if the first place you gravitate towards isn't your high school team. I get that. I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. Alex has met a lot of people in his life. I'm sure that there are several groups that would love to claim him. I mean, maybe not.
I know.
Maybe not. But I'm sure that there are plenty of groups that he belonged to over his life where they're like, oh man, like, all of us, me, Billy, and Chuck, we all keep in touch with each other. But Alex, no, we never hear from him. It's like, well, he's
there's one
let me tell you something.
Group. Go ahead, Jay.
I was going to say there's one in particular who's going to be claiming him, and he goes by Satan.
Oh,
He's going to be pulling him down to the fiery depths.
In a handbasket.
Shots fired.
he's going to hell.
I didn't say it. Mientkiewicz said it.
Also,
Alex Rodriguez going to hell. Breaking news. He ain't making it to the pearly gates.
You thought that 10-year deal in Texas was a mountain mover. Well, it's a lifetime deal with El Diablo.
Yeah, you thought it was hot in Dallas. Wait till you get to hell.
all steroid users go to hell, unfortunately.
I hope not.
Oh.
Well, that was quite the conversation.
That's Doug Mckevich.
Yeah. Speaking of fiery hot flames, let's talk about Omaha Steaks. Oh man, I love my dad. He actually just called me right before I came on. He was I could tell, you can just hear in the background, he was just puffing on his cigar. You could hear the birds chirping in the back. He just loves watching birds. This is his thing, cigars and bird watching. Guy's just living the dream in his retired life. The only thing that would have made that experience better is some Omaha Steaks. Which, by the way, shout out to Omaha Steaks. They did send me a nice little care package, which I immediately brought to my parents' house. I was like, "Hey, Dad, here's a little bundle of joy that's going to make your entire week." So with Father's Day right around the corner, what do you give to the man who has everything? Well, Father's Day experts at Omaha Steaks have made it easy to put a smile on the big guy's face this summer with hand-selected packages. Head on over to omahasteaks.com, use the promo code DEAD, D-E-A-D, at checkout, and get $30 off your qualifying order. Packages can include fork tender, bacon-wrapped filet mignons, or other gourmet grillables like the air-chilled boneless chicken breasts, burgers, jumbo franks, and many more favorites. Don't forget to save room for dessert. Most gift packages come with 4 delicious caramel apple tartlets. I'm getting hungry just talking about it. Also, check out the other hand-selected packages that are guaranteed to make Dad's day, because if there's one thing that we know, it's that dads want steak. Whether he's your father, father-in-law, father figure, he's a guy who is always ready to step up when you needed him the most. What about stepdad? Shout out to the stepdads out there. We need love too.
Bonus dads.
This Father's Day, show him the love with the only gift that's as unforgettable as he is, the mouth-watering perfection of Omaha Steaks. From perfectly aged, oh-so-tender steaks to hand-selected gift packages, Omaha Steaks makes it easy to give Dad what he really wants. Order today and get $30 off with the promo code DEAD, D-E-A-D. And every purchase is backed by their unconditional money-back guarantee. Minimum order may be required. See the site for details. Shout out to Omaha Steaks. Fire flames. Just like ARod's future in hell. According to Doug Mckevich, we have to say.
Right. That's
for legal reasons, that's according to Doug Mckevich. So. There's a home run race a brewing, and it's between the two kings of New York, Aaron Judge and Pedro Alonso. Right now, Pedro Alonso leading the big leagues with 20 bombs, and Aaron Judge leads the American League with 18 homers. I did some quick math here. It's May 31st. And Aaron Judge is on pace to hit 63 home runs, which would be one more home run than last year. Since the start of last season, he's hit 80 home runs. The next closest, obviously, Pete Alonso with 60. So to factor that in, Pete Alonso has had to lead the big leagues in home runs this year just to keep the deficit to 20. Now, Aaron Judge did miss those 10 games with the hip injury. So that makes it even more impressive, really. Like he was on the injured list and he's still 2 back of Pete Alonso. I thought when we had the conversation before the season, I think we were all kind of on the same page that whatever it was, 44.5 homers for Judge felt a little low. But I, admittedly, even as the biggest Aaron Judge fan going, even I wouldn't have sat there and told you, yeah, he's gonna go for 60 plus again. And I think at this point, with tomorrow being June 1st and it's still on the table, are we going to sit here and acknowledge that we could see not one, but 2 for the first time since Sosa McGuire? We could see 2 guys going for 60 again. Is that possible?
Both guys?
So who do you think is going to fall off? Alonso? I mean, Alonso has what, a 54 homer season his rookie year? He hit 40 last year. I mean, it would be different if it was Judge and like Cedric Mullins, like someone that you wouldn't expect to have 20 home runs right now. I'd be like, yeah, all right. Like I can see Judge going the distance. But since Pedro Alonso came into the league in 2019, he's out homered the entire big leagues. So you have a guy that's already hit 60 versus a guy who's out homered the league since he debuted. Like I mean, these are the if it were to happen, these are the 2 guys that it would happen with.
All right. Well, here's my thought on this, and we all know how many pitchers Joe D faced during the streak, right? 56 game hitting streak. He faced 54 total pitchers. All right.
Did you just say we all knew that? Who the fuck here knew that? No one.
You guys didn't know that?
No. What the fuck?
Oh. I felt like that was something you would know.
We all know Joe DiMaggio's mother's maiden name. That being said, go ahead.
Carry on. Those are guys in 2 lineups who will probably be knocking on the door of bonus baseball come October. So my only concern for their continued streak, their continued run, is how they start to get pitched as we get deeper into the season and it becomes more and more pivotal to win these games for the teams that they are facing at the moment, when they realize where their playoff mortality lies. And you're facing Pete Alonso over the weekend, and you're probably telling everybody that's going to throw a baseball for you, we don't want to let this fucking guy beat us, okay?
How did that work out last year for Judge, though? They still pitched to him.
It's easy. Well, that's why I'm saying if you're talking about both of these guys, like just the odds of 2 dudes doing that is where, you know what I mean? That's where I'm coming from in this initial. I don't know about 2 guys, because now you're asking 2 guys to capitalize on moments like that over the course of a month and a half, 2 months. And I liken that to asking a bullpen to perform for 12 outs at a time. Like you have to have 3-4 guys on point over the course of a night to have a successful bullpen outing like that for that to work. So you're going to have 2 of these guys on point over a month and a half of where they're probably going to be pitched a little differently than they would, say, at the early portion of the season. And if that becomes the case, that is one of the reasons why I would not see both guys making that push, just because we're now needing 2 of these guys to be just unconscious in the most pivotal time of the season. Not saying it can't happen, just saying that's why.
No, you said it can't happen. You said it can't happen. Joe, do you think that there's a chance Pete Alonso and Aaron Judge at the end of the season both have 60 plus homers?
Well, tell me this. Would you say where Alonso is right now, he's done better than you expected or outperformed what you'd expect Pete Alonso 1-2 months into the season?
I would say he's reminding us of what he's capable of. Like, I feel like because of last year and the Yankees being the bigger team than the Mets, like everyone just focuses on Judge, but people forget since Alonso's been in the league, no one has hit more home runs than him. Like, he is a home run guy. He's hitting what, fucking 238 right now? It's not like he's tearing the cover off the ball and he's just performing at this unsustainable level. Like, the power is sustainable. If he were hitting 330 or something, I'm like, yeah, like that's definitely going to come down. Like he's not a 330 hitter, but it's almost that he hasn't, like he's got the 20 homers, but I think that he's underperformed because he's not a 230 hitter either. So yeah, I think, I think that it's something where some people are surprised. I'm not, but I feel like if you are surprised, you shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Zips.
Well, if he's underperforming, then he's definitely going to be there. They're both on pace for 59 home runs right now.
Right. I mean, they've each hit 20 plus homers through a third of the season. And if we're just doing super basic napkin math, that has them at roughly 60 homers at the end of the year. So to Joey's point, if you think Pete Alonso right now might be outperforming projections, then you probably don't see Pete Alonso at the end of the year with 60. He will still definitely have more than Roger Maris Jr., but he might not have 60.
Zips has Alonso hitting 28 more home runs this year and finishing with 48 homers. That same projection system has Judge hitting 30 home runs over the remainder of the season and finishing with 48 home runs. So they actually have Zips has them tied at the end of the year with 48. Those are usually a little bit conservative, but I do think that speaks to, because the other thing is that one injury wipes away the chance, right? Yep. So Judge gets injured again, misses 2 or 3 weeks, 60 home runs is gone. Alonso gets injured, misses 2 or 3 weeks, 60 home runs is gone. I'm torn. I feel like I like Judge's chances better just because he's a much, much better hitter overall, a much better baseball player, but he's also more likely to take the walk than Pete Alonso is. So I like go back and forth on who is more likely to actually get to 60. But I would take Judge. He's done it. He's the only one of the two who has actually done it. So I would,
And
I would go with him.
the only counter to that, Jay, would be for Pete Alonso if, and this is just kind of cherry picking the stat that Jared highlighted, which was he's not a 238 hitter. Okay, well, what's he for his career? 250, 260 hitter. So
yeah, that's about what I would have guessed.
Does the balls that he runs into, do those become homers if he's hitting at a 250 clip, 260 clip? I just don't know if it's still enough to put him over the wall.
And are we leaving out Christopher Morel right now? Because right now he's on pace for 63.
Do you have on pace notes today, Joe?
Yeah, I got a good one.
Okay,
I think you just got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
What is it, Joe?
No. That was a little bonus for you guys.
All right. Cool.
But we can do an update on the last one because if we want to follow the Zach Neto hit by pitch sweepstakes, which everyone's tapping into right now.
Everyone
wants to know if he could beat
on pace for.
Everyone wants to know if he could beat the all-time record. And actually, funny enough, since last time we did this, which was 1 week ago, he's been hit 2 more fucking times. So now he's on pace to get 35. So he's on pace to get hit 35 more times. That's not even close to the record, which is 51. But that was in 1800. So no, doesn't count.
What's the modern record?
I would say modern is 1995 and up. So modern record is 34, Craig Biggio. But if you want me to be serious, in 1971, someone had 50. Rod Hunt. 50.
Yeah, they were hunting
a
Rod.
Shit ton. Mm-hmm. I mean, dude, first of all, let's just give a moment to shout out Huey Jennings, who got hit by 46 pitches twice, and then got hit by 51 pitches another season.
Huey Jennings?
Huey was getting the news.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, that was back when fastballs were like 73, though. So he probably was leaning into him.
Yeah.
That Huey news joke is going to land with 3 of our listeners.
I got it.
Okay, good. You're the only one.
Well,
I thought I would have had Jay there. No,
I would have had Jay there.
Well, either way, Zach Neto is well on the pace to break his record all-time career hit by pitches, and he's on pace to break it by the time he's 30. So we're still on that pace. But the real on pace stat that everyone wants to know is Do we have the worst division in baseball history on our hands in the AL Central right now?
It's so
because
bad.
right now they are on pace to be the worst of all time.
What's the context?
Where would the A's be if they were in the Central? Ready, go.
Listen.
Stop.
Listen. They wouldn't. It's more how many games out would they be? How many games back of last place would they be? Is the question.
Yeah, it would be tight. They'd be in last. Still, I'm doing the metrics right now. They would be a last place team.
Doing the metrics.
They would.
Let's see. I'm gonna say the A's. Oh, that's not even that bad. They would be 5.5 back of last place.
Oh, see.
See.
Yeah. A's are in the Central. This whole thing was completely different.
Vegas marginally closer to the central part of the United States. So,
yeah, you should campaign to have the Las Vegas A's be in the AL Central.
I have absolutely no idea what's going on with that at this point. Like the last 2 weeks, we could have no idea.
They should move the A's to Saugus. Move the A's to Saugus.
The Saugays?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Kansas City Royals owe the biggest thank you ever to the Oakland A's, because if it weren't for the A's, the story would be how fucking awful the Royals are. They're 17-39. Like, they have a 304 winning percentage. They are god awful. But because the A's have a 211 winning percentage, no one's talking about how shitty the Royals are.
That's another team that's going to have conned its fan base into a 5-year rebuild, only to execute a second 5-year rebuild after that.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
you
terrible.
Want to know the other team that the A's took a series from this year?
Who?
Kansas City Royals.
Oh, well, that makes sense because they're fucking horrific. It's a bad baseball team.
And the Braves. You can pretty much put the Braves and the Royals in the same
category. Yeah.
Yep.
If you're in the Oakland area and you want to see the Oakland A's chase history tonight to sweep the Atlanta Braves, you got to use the Game Time app. Because buying tickets to your favorite events shouldn't be stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for all the fun that you'll have. Shout out to Game Time. I'm going to the game with my dad on Sunday. We use the Game Time app to get those tickets. Probably going to be really sweet seats. Forget planning months in advance. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. Get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. The Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Get images of your seat before you buy so you know exactly what to expect before you arrive. Buy tickets in a matter of seconds. 2 taps and you're set. Tickets are sent directly to your phone, so you never have to dig through your email. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code Jared for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the promo code Jared for $20 off, Jared. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. What was it that I wanted to hit? Oh, do you know anything about this, Dallas? I was very confused how this works, and I don't know that you know what the fuck is going on with the Padres broadcast. Maybe Hey, you're also smart. What's going on here?
Yeah. So
MLB is taking control of the Padres broadcast after Diamond Sports fails to make a payment for the broadcasting rights.
Yeah, so essentially what this is a entity has gone bankrupt, and they have had to make moves. They've had to, reassess, reevaluate, realign. And while all of that is going on, Major League Baseball, they have a responsibility to get the product out to the fans. And so with this new arrangement, what it does is it increases the audience for the San Diego Padres. And I think specifically in Padres territory, which is a huge, huge deal. And as of right now, you can watch the Padres on, I believe it's like Spectrum, AT&T, DirecTV,
Cox and DirecTV.
Cox, Fubo, MLB.TV as well. So
the other specific thing with MLB is that they're offering a single team in-market package for $19.99. So, like, if you already have MLB TV, the all teams thing, that doesn't help you. But if you live in San Diego and want to watch the Padres and through MLB TV and just the Padres, you can do that, and it won't be blacked out essentially.
So Don Orsillo and was it Mark Grant?
Yep.
They're still, because they're employed by what? Bally's? I don't even know who it is. Is it Bally's maybe? But so they're still calling the games, or because they're employed by the team that didn't pay the bill, or the company that didn't pay the bill? Is it different broadcasters?
Well, this is, and like I'm not gonna speak on any of that, but yes, the primary objective here is to keep Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, doing what they do, right? And I think the same goes for radio as well. Like my guy TG, like he's going to be good to go. He'll be calling games still. So I don't think any of that is going to change. And
this doesn't shutter, like the Bally's entity isn't literally closing its doors right now. So that's the other thing to remember is like, just because the Diamond Sports like parent group isn't issuing the contractual payment that they like. So here's one thing. We're always ragging on MLB. I would like to take the opportunity to say that this is on Diamond Sports Group. Okay. Like, they are breaking a contract to pay Major League Baseball. I believe it is $60 million specific to the Padres agreement. So they are just saying, we are not going to do that anymore. And I'm sure that there is a legal battle in the future that MLB will handle with Diamond Sports Group and all the teams that Diamond Sports Group is impacting with this. But in the interim, Major League Baseball is basically taking the broadcast situation under its own hood and saying, okay, the Padres aren't going to get that $60 million from Diamond right now, but what we will do is make sure that it goes uninterrupted for the viewing audience as best we can. And to Dallas's point, technically more people are able to view San Diego Padres baseball games now than under the previous agreement with Bally's and Diamond Sports. So
it's huge.
If you ignore the fact that if you ignore the fact that this is a pain in the ass for Major League Baseball and that people much wealthier than us are not getting the money that they are owed, this isn't a terrible thing for baseball viewing public.
No, but this
Can you still watch on TV?
No. Unless you got those channels.
So
right, not unless you have like the Cox or the DirecTV.
Yeah,
and each
Cox, DirecTV, Fubo, Spectrum.
Okay,
AT&T.
And I believe
if you have those, you can watch. Yeah, so
and
like,
I believe it's
DirecTV,
unique to each market too. So it's not the same set of channels or the same number of channels in each place. It's where Diamond Sports is impacting these teams. It's a different solution in the same idea per team, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because this has to be driving the boomers crazy. Like, how the fuck, you turn on the fucking channel and there's nothing on.
No doubt.
It is a freak out. Like, what the fuck?
It's more of a pain in the
I'm not
ass.
watching another game again.
With all the money that the San Diego Padres have spent on contracts, like not getting a $60 million paycheck, that could probably throw a wrinkle into some shit.
We should all be prepared for the fact that this situation will be used in labor negotiations for the next half decade at least. To the extent that any listeners care about how those sorts of things go in the CBA, Diamond Sports Group imploding on itself will be a talking point for sure.
This is muddy. This is going to be muddy. This is going to create an effort to create other avenues. This is, this doesn't seem as big of a deal in the grand scheme right now because we've got baseball being played. And so that's always going to take precedent over the business side of things, especially in season. But should something like this have unfolded during the pandemic? Oh, buddy. Oh.
Wait, so question. I'm out of market, of course. I'm in Boston. Tonight, I want to watch the Padres game. I have the MLB extra innings package. Do I have to watch the other team's broadcast to watch the Padres, or can I put on the Padres channel like I usually do? And
you'll find out tonight. We will all find out tonight together.
So no one knows.
You have the ability to select the other option.
No, people definitely know. No one on this podcast specifically knows. Yeah. Someone has that answer.
I know. Yes. The answer is yes. I know it. Yes.
It's either yes or no. Let's take a stab.
In the air to right field. Towards the corner. It's back. It's gone. Welcome to Slam Diego.
Just in case I never get to hear that again, which would really piss me off.
This might turn the Padres season around. I'm just saying it right now. But we can't talk about them until it does happen.
Can't talk about that. But we can talk about, on a positive note, San Diego Padres prospect, Ethan Salas. You see this motherfucker? He's 16. He's 16 years old. And he already doubled to the gap in his first minor league plate appearance. He's playing professional baseball, doubled in his first plate appearance. He is 16. Dallas was stealing MacBooks when he was 16 from the fucking high school libraries. Dallas was huffing paint outside Stockton High when he was 16. Crazy.
We had paint. We did not have computers, but I was not hitting at the professional level in 16. I was hitting some other things like a pro at 16, but I was not. I was not hitting baseballs.
Oh man,
that's right. That's impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. 16 years old, playing professional baseball. Actually, I hand up. I'll be fully transparent and accountable. I just found out about this kid maybe 2 months ago. I was at the barbershop. There's a dude there, not my barber, but the chair next to his. And he was like, yeah, did you hear about that prospect? He's like 16 years old and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, dude, like there's no 16-year-old prospects. I was like, you can sign international guys at 16, but like they're not playing in like single A, double A. Like they're not, that's just not happening. Lo and behold, this kid comes along. I mean, like if you're already at 16 playing minor league baseball, what's the trajectory for that? If he keeps could he, like Juan Soto made his big league debut at 19. Is that what we're talking about here?
You're just watching ability to adjust to the speed of the game. So at 16 years old, if you can handle, which it clearly looks like he already can handle the speed, and I mean speed of play, the velocity of the game. Those are the two things that you have to pay attention to with young prospects. Is this too fast for him? Meaning he doesn't know how to adjust. Everything's flying around him. And can he handle the velocity, or is he just beat up there? And if he's not beat, it's just a matter of how consistent the play comes and how quickly the consistency comes.
All right. So if he's not in the big leagues by 18, he's a bust.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can vote. You can play in the big leagues. Let's go.
Yeah. Dallas, you got to go?
Yeah, I got to go. We got a production meeting that I just got tipped off on.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts on Chad Pinder calling it a career? Spikes to the sky.
I do. I talked to Chad before. I talked to him after. And this is a guy who just remember, I talked a lot about the whole kindergarten thing. Him being a part of a young group, an extremely talented group, guys, sure, more talented than he. But the type of player you want to be in this game is the type of player that other guys can lean on. Other guys have no problem coming to and asking questions. Other guys look to for leadership and just an example. And even though he was never the best player in his group or on the team at any time at the professional level, he was unequivocally the leader in the clubhouse and the dude that guys like Chappie and Oli and Mark Cannon, Marcus Simeon even would look to for that kind of direction early in their career. And you've watched those guys blossom. And for Chad Pinder, he was a guy who probably didn't get the opportunity to be the everyday regular player at a time where he could have capitalized on his health. And I think that maybe got in the way of what Chad Pinder could have become. He's not going to tell you that, so I will. But he made the decision knowing that he is at peace with the decision. he was raking early in AAA and just was like, you know what? It's just still like, I get 3-4 hits and I'm just not, it's not the same. So the body doesn't feel the way it should. The heart doesn't feel the way it should about it. So you go home, you be the outstanding father and husband that he is. You thank baseball for all the opportunities that it gave you as a player. And I don't think we have seen the last of Chad Pinder on a baseball field. So there's a solid chance he's probably helping somebody get to the big leagues a heck of a lot sooner than later. And if you have the opportunity to come across Chad Pinder and you are a younger player, take the time, ask questions, because what the dude experienced as a player and what he was capable of is something I think a lot of people should inquire about, especially in a day where the game is requiring you to once again be an athlete as opposed to just an anchor maybe in the infield somewhere. This dude did it all, played everywhere, and did a great job of it. So a farewell, a happy farewell to Chad Pinder. The game thanks you. The fans in Oakland thank you. I thank you for the effort put in at the Coliseum and everywhere in between. Baseball will miss you, but we know that you're not gone.
Yeah, he didn't die for sure. No. We need to get your pick on the Baseball's Dead parlay before you go, Dallas.
Ooh, pick before. Well, I could tell you to roll with the Oakland A's for the sweep against the Atlanta Braves. That would be a little too homerish. So instead, what I'll do is tell you to ride that fucking Mitch Keller Bucko wave out in San Francisco. Buccos plus 170 over Alex Wood and the Giants. Fuck them Giants.
Damn. All right. Thank you, Dallas.
Thanks, Dallas.
Thank you, Dallas.
I also have a tribute to Chad Pinder, if we don't mind.
Oh, please.
Just a quick little nug. Yeah. He is the second player in baseball history to end his career with exactly 62 home runs and 3 triples. He joins the very famous Dick Brown, who played from 1957 to 1965 for 4 different organizations. But yes, Pinder, 62 homers, 3 triples. We call that doing a Dick Brown.
Yeah, Chad Pinder did a Dick Brown. He was out there doing the Dickie B
all day.
Happy for him.
Yeah,
Joe, what's your leg of the parlay?
My leg in the parlay would have to be Bo Bichette over 1.5 total bases.
Okay.
The guy's hot. The guy's been hot, and he's facing. Guess who he's facing today? I bet you'll never guess.
Who's he facing?
Julio Teheran.
Oh wow.
He's
When's
back,
the last time he
bro.
pitched in the big leagues? 2020.
I think he pitched 1 game last year. I think he pitched like 1 game the past 2 years, and in 2020 he pitched like 10 games. So he's pitched. I looked it up.
He
I think
pitched
12
this year.
games.
He pitched 1 game for the Brewers this year. He pitched 1 game for the Brewers this year. Did not pitch last year. Pitched 1 game for the Tigers in 2021, and then he made 9 starts for the Angels in 2020.
Yeah.
Damn.
So 12 innings in the past 3 years, but he's back. So respect to being back. But I am fading you, bro. And I am thinking Bichette hits a bomb, but at least 2 bases.
Okay, at least 2 bases. Jay, hey, do you have a leg for the parlay?
Yeah, I'm going to pivot quickly because I was actually going to do an Alek Manoah, but I know we don't want to double up on same game action. So I did have a backup ready too. And I think you're going to like this one. I'm going with the Boston Red Sox, but specifically James Paxton. I'm taking the over on 5.5 strikeouts tonight against the Reds. So over 5.5 strikeouts for James Paxton. That's minus 125.
Wow. I'm going to double dip because I put out a 2-legger. I usually do Monday, Wednesday, Friday for my parlays. But because we're doing 2, I'm just going to take a leg from my 2-legger that I want, the one that I like the best. And that would be Matt Olson, 2+ total bases. Matt Olson, second in Major League Baseball in slugging percentage against right-handed pitching. And he's going up against James Caprillion, who has an 8.45 ERA. So I feel good about that one.
Yeah, he bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he bad. Yeah, just not good at all. So that's my leg. Quick note here. Quick note on the way out. I wanted to give some love again to Zach Gallen. Again. This dude, obviously, he's starting to get some mainstream love, I feel like. It was before it was like, oh man, Zach Gallen's so underrated. No one talks about him. People are talking about him now. Maybe not on the same level as guys like Garrett Cole and Shohei Ohtani and Alcantara last year. He's definitely starting to evolve into a guy that people. He's when you get into the circles of awareness, when you like the diehards know who you are, but once you start to get that casual attention, that's a different kind of attention. That's a different level of success. But Zach Gallen at home this year, when he pitches at home, 6 starts, he's 6-0, 6 quality starts, 41 innings, a 0.66 ERA, a 0.92 FIP, a 0.73 WHIP, and an 11.85 strikeouts per 9, averaging 7 innings per start. There is not a better pitcher in Major League Baseball than Zach Gallen at home. The next closest guy, Jay Hay, the next best pitcher at home. Do you know who that is?
Justin Steele.
It's not.
Damn.
No, it's not, but it is someone that you did want to talk about today.
Oh, Senga?
Yes. It's got a 1.20 ERA at home this year.
Well, you know what else he's got?
What?
He's got that nasty ass forkball. And I just wanted to update where we're at with the forkball after last night. Batters were 0 for 8 with 6 strikeouts. They are now up to, on the season, 6 for 56, which is a 107 batting average with 39 strikeouts and 56 at bats. It's good for a whiff rate just under 60%. That's basically the best whiff rate on any single pitch for any single starter in baseball this year.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty good. Is Senga underrated?
I don't know. We got to give him more time to be rated, I think.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, the numbers don't lie. So as of this point, we can say that he's legit. We can also say that Max is legit because there's a new streaming service called Max. It's a sure bet with everything on HBO Max, including HBO, the DC Universe, Adult Swim, together with TLC, Discovery, Food Network, and more. Max really has some of the best content out there. It's literally something for everyone in your household. Max is where we all win. Max, the one to watch, subscription required. Visit max.com to sign up today. Joseph, do you have any final thoughts this evening? Anything that was kind of sticking out to you?
I got a good final thought that you like. What's guy that? You may be friends with, or your organization just kicked to the curb and said, we don't need you. We don't want you. We need other players who are better than you. And then turns out
JD Martinez.
That didn't happen because JD Martinez is one of the best hitters in the league.
Yeah,
and no one talks about him.
I do.
Because you guys pushed out a narrative that he was old and useless.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But Jake, pull up those numbers. Pull up those JD Martinez numbers.
I got the numbers right here.
Can I start doing that? Just like, yo, Jake, can you pull up the splits?
Jake, pull the numbers.
JD
Martinez.
Home and away last 7 games.
JD Martinez has homered in 3 straight games. He has a home run in 7 out of his last 10 games. 7 home runs in 10 games with 2 doubles. He's hitting .381 over that span. He's second to only Aaron Judge in slugging percentage, and he's 5th in OPS, 1292.
mean, it's kind of interesting because he's basically a platoon hitter at this point because he's useless against lefties and has been absolutely annihilating righties. Which, whatever. I mean, that could, at least if he's going to crush one thing, you at least know when to play him, right?
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
surprised.
And that's what the Dodgers do so good at.
Yeah. Yeah, he's hitting 171 with a 631 OPS against lefties. And a 314 with a 1.026.
Huh.
Just going to start comparing him to Justin Turner. See who's doing better since you guys totally just kicked him to the curb.
Thing. That's been a thing all along. People have been comparing him to Justin Turner, but against righties, 314 with a 1026 OPS and 124 plate appearances. Like, that's the JD Martinez we know and love. Yeah. He's also, interestingly enough, not hitting well at Dodger Stadium. He's hitting 233 at Dodger Stadium with a 799 OPS. He's hitting 314 with a 1026 OPS on the road.
That makes no sense. And look at this guy who's like at the top of every StatCast category, hits the ball harder than anyone. Expected statistics, unbelievable. But also, he can't hit it home and he can't hit lefties. He sucks ass. No. But he's so good at that one thing. He has a specialty on the road against righties. Put him in the lineup. He'll hit 3 homers.
On the road against righties, he's hitting the tank. Like, that's happening. And in games that the Dodgers have gone on to win, he's hitting 296 with a 1089 OPS. In losses, 254 with a 714 OPS. So about a 300-point difference in games that the Dodgers lose. He is the straw that stirs the drink in LA, as they say. It's crazy. Good for Julio,
extremely
though.
Underrated.
Happy for him. Extremely underrated. When he swings at the first pitch, Joe, he's hitting 500 with a 1563 OPS. I know that you know. I know that you know.
I know.
Yeah. Don't fall behind him either, because in a 1-0 count, 1917 OPS. Yeah.
You see what he is against sliders at home?
No, what is it?
414 batting average.
Oh my God.
776 slugging.
Jesus. You want to see what he is when he gets a 3-1 count? You don't want to get to a 3-1 count with JD Martinez at the plate. You know what his OPS is?
It's got to be up there.
2,500.
Just put him on, bro.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Don't pitch to this guy. Come on. Don't pitch to this guy. Don't pitch to him. It's bad news. And by the way, if he comes up with 2 outs, with 2 outs, JD Martinez this year is hitting 339 with an 1136 OPS with 2 outs. Brutal.
Unfortunately, with runners on second and third, he hasn't gotten a hit all year. Zero hits. Hasn't even gotten on base yet. 2 strikeouts. Oof.
Jeez. I mean, if there's 2 outs and runners in scoring position, look out. 438 with a 1471 OPS.
Holy shit. And if it's a night game too, it gets even wackier.
That's it. What
We're talking a 834 slugging percentage.
Oh, wow.
If it's night and there's 0 outs and there's runners on second and third.
Jesus. He's a big mid-game guy. Because in innings 1 through 3, he's hitting 196 with a 726 OPS. But in innings 4 through 6, Joe, he's hitting 370 with an 1146 OPS. So do not pitch to him between innings 4 and 6.
Yeah, he's just timing you up. First time he sees you. He's timing you up. He's spitting on it. He's seeing it. All right, I strike out. I'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Boom. And then by that time, it's probably night. And once it turns night, once the lights go down, Lights go on. Sun goes down. JD Martinez goes yard.
Yep. Here's something that's actually very impressive. Versus starting pitching, 923 OPS. Versus relief pitching, 921 OPS. So he don't give a fuck.
Sounds like the guy's got a high OPS.
He's got a high OPS no matter what. Starters, relievers. And then to your point, where he's timing you up, this backs that up, right? Versus starting pitcher the first time, 539 OPS. Versus starting pitcher the second time, 1035 OPS. You're going to burn in hell if he sees you for a third time. 1189 OPS if he sees a starter for the third time.
No,
and if he sees a starter for the fourth time, guess what his OPS is? 5,000.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Take him out of the game, man.
Yes.
Bring in the lefty blue. Or Skip.
You are an asshole if you let JD Martinez see your starting pitcher for a fourth time. Never mind. Like, take him out of the game after the first. Like, you only use an opener against JD. I like your chances the first time. Second time, bad. Third time, worse. Fourth time, catastrophic.
All right, I'm out of here.
All right, Jay. Hey,
I gotta go pray for ARod.
Yeah, please light a candle for ARod. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for listening to the JD Martinez statistical segment. We'll have an update tomorrow.
Update all of them.
Yeah, we're gonna update all those tomorrow. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
We gonna raise it. Go A's. Raise it.